Hello, blah blah blasters. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk to you about my personal rank of the 10 best Rusicals of all time in RuPaul's Drag Race. It is very important for me to let you know that in this list I'm only going to talk about the Rusicals that are presented on RuPaul's Drag Race. I am not going to count any of the international versions of Drag Race because I'm gonna do a separate list for that. So let's start from the position number 10, which is Shade the Rusical. And Shade the Rusical is very important, first of all, because it was the very first Rusical we see. It happened in season 6 and it gave us magnificent moments with Courtney Act and also Adore Del Ano as the lead characters in this show, which they did amazing. But it also gave us the opportunity to see other characters that are not well known because of their vocal strengths and vocal abilities, like, for example, Jocelyn Fox and also Bianca Del Rio. However, they did manage to do a really, really good show for all of us. I think this musical is important. I think the music is really, really good. The compositions, the arrangements that Lucian Piani did for this one, they are on point and perfect to introduce us to the goals of the Rusicals that then it will become a staple of each season of Drag Race. On the position number 9, I have Kardashians the musical. Why I put Kardashians the musical here? First of all, because I love all the reference that they do to these reality shows from E! Entertainment, which, as we know, they are considered trash TV, but everybody accept it. We have seen at least once in our lives an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We know who the Kardashians are, we know who Kim is, and most importantly, we know who Kris Jenner is, the cool mom. And one of the reasons, and actually I think the main reason I put this Rusical in here, is the interpretation of Alexis Michelle of Kris Jenner's. It was on point. It was amazing. I think that that made that Rusical shine, and I think that even though she didn't win the Rusical because it was to the person who did the character of Black China, I think this Rusical is one that is going to be remembered for so many years from now. So now I'm gonna talk about the eighth position, which is the Viva Drag Vegas Rusical. As we might remember, the 12th season of RuPaul's Drag Race have two Rusical, the Madonna one and the Viva Drag Vegas. The Madonna one, although I know it's really good, I don't put it in this list because I think that it's a very standard Rusical. Although Gigi Good and Jan did a good work, and we know all the story of the face crack of the century with Jan not winning that Rusical, I think Viva Drag Vegas was the best Rusical of that season. And why I think that? Because it's like a love letter to the RuPaul's Drag Race Live in Vegas show that it included all the songs of that show and it did an amazing tribute of the legacy of RuPaul's Drag Race. So I think that that's why this musical is so important. And the musical arrangements that were made for this one are on point. They are excellent. Now I'm gonna talk to you about the seventh position, which is All Star 6 Hall of Fame halftime show. And why do I love this musical so much? The reason that I like this musical so much, this musical so much, it is because it is very difficult not to only to perform in a musical, but also when you are referring to an actual celebrity. So that was something that it was done on point in this musical. The musical arrangements are really well executed, and we have two major headliners in here. One of them, it was obviously Jan, but also the return of Carol Channing, done by Pandora Box. That's something that is undeniable, that it's quintessential drag race in all its splendor. So, and that's why this Rusical is on this list. In the sixth position, I have Wigloose the Rusical. And why do I put Wigloose the Rusical in here? First of all, because it is a great comparison to Footloose the musical, but also because this Rusical came in a very important context and time period in the United States. Because as you know, in the United States, there are all these conservative groups that are against drag shows. So this Rusical was a clear political message to let anyone live and to enjoy and to be acceptance and to respect and to embrace diversity. That's why I think this Rusical it is very, very, very important. And it was so important that not only World of Wonder, but also MTV decided to use this Rusical as part of the upfront presentation for the channel that year. So the queens went and performed that also into a live studio audience to the people on the upfronts of the channel. So that was amazing thing. And that's not something that it's easy because it's actually hard to be selected to perform in the upfronts. In the fifth place, I put Moulin Ru the Rusical. Why do I put Moulin Ru the Rusical in this position? First of all, because the same as the Moulin Rouge film and Broadway adaptation, as they pay tribute to greatest hits of the pop culture, they also, in this case, pay tribute to classic hits of RuPaul's Drag Race. So it was an excellent presentation, really good comedy acts in the show, but the cherry on top, it was Leslie Jordan participation in this Rusical. That was amazing. And it will be on the books that Leslie Jordan graced all of the audience with his participation in this Rusical. So now we're going to talk about the fourth position, which is Beach Perfect. And similarly to what I've just been telling you, this Rusical is also really, really good. And it's also a love letter to the very first season songs of RuPaul's Drag Race, like Jealous of My Boogie, like Champion, done in very magnificent arrangements done by Lucian Piani because they were versions of a cappella. It is obviously that it's going to be a cappella because that's the exactly whole plot of the Pitch Perfect franchise. So that's why they are doing it like that. And I think that in this case, the result and the job that Lucian Piani did for this Rusical, it's one of the things that speak for itself. That's why it's one of the most listened Rusicals in Apple Music. So it is a really, really good one. On the third place, I selected the Rusical from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, which is The Sound of Rusic. And as you might already know, The Sound of Music is my favorite musical. So when I heard that they were going to do this Rusical, the very first thought that came into my mind is that they were going to do something hideous, something horrible. However, I felt really, really relaxed and really calm when I saw that the Rogers and Hammerstein Association, which are the ones that have the rights for this musical created by Rogers and Hammerstein, actually posted on their Facebook page that they wished good luck to the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race that they were performing on The Sound of Rusic. So when I saw that, I felt calm. And when I saw it, I was more than happy to see. And one of the things that I really like about this musical is the participation of two drag queens. The first one, Sapphira Crystal, as the Mother Superior, which took all the nuances and exaggerated the interpretation of Peggy Good's character in the film, which she did amazing. She took it, she made it herself, and it was amazing. And obviously, the participation about Plasma. Plasma, the Broadway girl of the season, she did amazing. I really, really love what she gave us as Maria, and she did it amazing. So, how do you solve a problem like a Rusical? Well, you just have talented queens like this, and that's it. That's why it was an amazing Rusical. And now, on the second position, the Rusical that I selected, it might be your favorite, but I put it there in for a reason. So I am talking to you about Herstory of the World. Even though Herstory of the World is a really great Rusical, the reason that I didn't give it the first place, it is because we had some disparities in this Rusical because most of the queens played characters that they were subject to their interpretation because there were people that Obviously, we didn't know. And then there was this not very fair situation having Katya playing Lady D, which everybody has in their minds. Everybody remembers Lady D. Everybody knows about her because still today, people are still talking about her and about her tragic death and about everything that you know. For example, Netflix The Crown. So you know what I'm talking. And I think that that's why this Rusical is not up to the expectations of what it should have been. Also, another thing that in this Rusical sometimes it feels despaired is the music that was composed for some of the queens because there were songs that were made perfectly for each role, and then we have like these rock songs that didn't let some of the queens shine. So that was kind of sketchy from the production, and I'm not gonna say anything else about that. Now I'm gonna talk to you about the Rusical that I put first in this rank, which is Divas Lip Sync Live. The BH1 Divas Lip Sync Live. I put it on the first place because, contrary of what I told you about Herstory of the Gold, in this one, we actually know the celebrities they were impersonating and all the nuances that they needed to do. And we have so much great characters in this Rusical. Like, for example, we have Chichi Devane doing a marvelous interpretation of Patti LaBelle with those spins when she was singing Jealous of My Boogie, or when we had Vivi Sahara Bennett, the winner of the very first season, showing us how she mothers the scenario when she was doing this interpretation of of Diana Rose and the wig thing and the little jumps on the stage. It was a masterpiece. But the cherry on top on this one, it was Julie Andrews' interpretation done by Bendela Creme. It still haunts me, that interpretation, the best interpretation I've seen so far in Drag Race from Julie Andrews comes none other from Ben de la Creme. He did it amazing, and that's why this Rusical was so perfect and special. So now I told you my rank of the top 10 Rusicals of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I want to know your opinions in the comments of this video. And I will see you the next time with a count of the 10 best Rusicals from all the other franchises of Drag Race. Bye bye!